Start to look. Over a decade ago, Dustin Johnson was known as one of the worst wedge players on tour. Him and Butch Harmon implemented the 3 tips that I'm about to give you that made him go from worst on tour to one of the top 5 with scoring when having a wedge in hand. Here's how he did it. If you don't know me, my name is Eric from GetGolfing.com. I'm PXG's Performance Pro, and I'm on a mission to help you play your best golf this upcoming year. When having wedge in hand, there are a few principles we need to apply that are going to automatically get you closer in proximity to the hole. Key number 1 to becoming deadly with your scoring wedge is having proper body rotation. Too many times I see amateur golfers decelerating with how their body is rotating through this motion. To implement these changes, what Butch Harmon did with Dustin is he put an alignment rod 4 to 5 yards out in front of him. His idea was, during his downswing, his first move would be to have his eyes look at the target or at that alignment rod in this direction. Wherever your eyes follow, your body will follow also. Now, you don't have to over-exaggerate it as much as Dustin by turning your eyes completely at the target, but just look a few feet in front of that golf ball. That's going to get your body turning easier, and if you're a person who has mobility issues, this is one of my biggest hacks for you to get that proper body rotation through the golf ball if you already struggle with that move. The second tactic that Butch and him focused on was the length of his swing. He found that in order to control his distances, he needed to control how much the club went back in his takeaway position. A good rule of thumb is you need to have gauged distances. What I do with my students is I make them find a yardage that they are comfortable with and work around that. So I usually start with 50 yards, which is usually around the right hip where the hands are. 70 yards is slightly above, more towards chest height, and 90 yards is more towards the shoulder at about an 80% swing, and this would be with a 58 or a 54 degree wedge. It is your job to go on the range and test the relationship between how long your backswing is and how far this golf ball is going to carry when you have wedge in hand. The third tactic that Butch Harmon worked with Dustin on is being able to control his flight by changing golf clubs. If he needed to hit a lower shot, he would do 2 things. Number 1, he would de-loft the club a little bit by leaning his handle forward. He would take 1 additional wedge. So if I'm hitting a 58 degree, I would now take a 54 or even a 50 degree. He would swing a bit easier, and as a result of that, less speed equates to less spin. That golf shot would go lower, it would stop, and it would check in within 1 bounce. This is a deadly shot that you need to have when hitting into the wind with wedge in hand. There is nothing worse than hitting a nice high ballooning shot when the wind is into you with too much backspin. You are not going to control your distance. You're going to get very steep with your divot. We do not want that. We want nice shallow divots that's going to allow us to stop that golf ball on a dime with a controlled ball flight. It should look like this. So there you have it, guys. This is a very condensed video on 3 ways you can improve your wedge play from 50 to 90 yards by implementing the tactics that Butch Harmon gave to Dustin Johnson. Value in this video, I ask you to press like and subscribe to my channel as I post high value content every single day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next video.